Hi again, this is Jeff Ryland with Abundant Design. Thanks for joining us on this warm fall day. And today we're going to talk about saving seed. Glad you could be with us today. Today I'm going to talk about saving seeds that you can use for next year, or you can trade with your friends and neighbors and maybe even participate in a community seed exchange. There are quite a few plants that are easy to save seeds from. Some of the tools we'll get with this is a container. This is a old Rubbermaid or equivalent for catching the seeds that will shake out and sort. Another thing is plastic bags. These are it's like 2x3, and you can pick these up at any discount store for pretty cheap, probably in the craft section. And then you can also use envelopes, although those might not necessarily store as well as the plastic envelopes. I also throw in some desiccant packs. These you can pick up on Amazon for less than 50 cents a piece in 10 and 20 or probably even bigger bulk packs. So once we save the seeds, I'll drop in one of these desiccant packs, and that will keep them from absorbing any moisture, which can be detrimental to storage. Their germination can be impacted. And once we collect them, we'll also want to keep them in a dark, cool place. And these desiccant packs, I like the ones with the indicator. The ones that usually have a blue crystal in them, or a few of the crystals are blue. Those will turn pink once they've been exposed to moisture. And you can recharge those in the oven. Some have instructions. Otherwise, 30 minutes to an hour or so in the oven between 180 to 200 degrees on the lowest setting. You can even crack open the oven door if your oven won't go that low. So just really warm for an hour or so, and that will cause them to dry out again, and then store them in a plastic bag, and that will keep them dry until you're ready to use them. Alright, let's find some seed. Flowers like this Calendula are actually very easy to save seeds from, also called a pot marigold. So what we'll do is we'll look for one of these flowers that has past due. We haven't deadheaded these, so we'll pull off this dry flower here. We'll put it in our container, whether it's a bowl or a plastic tub like this. Maybe grab this guy here too. What we're looking for is the dried out seed, and if you can remember from when you planted what those seeds look like, that will be helpful to separate the seed from the chaff. And the chaff is just all of the dried flower material that isn't seed. There are different things you can make with sort of like different screens and hardware cloth to kind of make this easier. You kind of blow it up in the air in the wind, and some of the lighter stuff will blow away based on its density and wind resistance. Once we've got an amount ready, drop in our desiccant packet and our seeds. Seal it up good to keep out the air, and we'll grab our Sharpie and label it. That's another thing I didn't mention earlier, is a Sharpie, and you can label it and make sure you know what each little packet of seeds is. We can also collect these regular marigolds the same way. Pick off the dried flower, break it up, and separate these seeds from the chaff, the dried petals. Marigold is probably one of the easiest seeds to save. Most beans and peas have what's called a perfect flower. That means they pollinate before they open, so the bees and the wind cannot cause it to cross-pollinate with other varieties. Beans are really easy as well. Some of the pods that get away from you before you can get them for green beans, or snap peas or eating peas, shell peas, you just go ahead and leave them on the plant, let them dry out. Give them a crunch. Drop them in your container. Any that don't seem fully developed, you can go ahead and pitch. The green beans produced really well this year, so we'll have plenty for seed and for eating. Here, worm or slug got inside, so just to avoid any mold or contamination issues, we'll just pitch this guy. Some of those that we'll pitch, I may just plant into another bed right now and use it as a cover crop. If it germinates, great. If it doesn't, I was going to throw it away anyway, and it's good organic matter. I've been saving green bean seeds for a few years now, and actually I've got a mix of both brown and white seeds, and I haven't really noticed a difference in taste or even just the appearance of the plants. Just something in the genetics has got white seeds or brown seeds. Here's a mammoth snap pea. Pop it open, and there's your peas. Seed for next year. Radish is another easy to save seed. So let a few of those grow up, go to seed, let the pods dry out. Pop them open. If you can catch the seed. Otherwise, again, drop them in your tub, sort out the seed from the chaff, put it in your bag, drop in a desiccant, and you've got radish seed for next year or for trading. Radish is one of those plants where one of the sieves that you can make or even purchase through Seed Savers Exchange would be quite handy. I grew cilantro right in with my tomatoes this year. It's a good companion planting with cilantro blooms, drawing in beneficial insects that can maybe take care of some hornworms. And also, when you're picking tomatoes for salsa, you've got fresh coriander or fresh cilantro for fresh salsa. As the cilantro matures, the seed is actually the spice coriander. So now we have coriander to use in sausage or whatever recipe And also we have seed for next year's cilantro and coriander. The Rubbermaid tub here is good for a few, but I grew quite a bit this year with hopes of making a lot of deer sausage, and I'm gonna have to use a little bit bigger tub to collect this seed. Kept this in cool, dry place to finish drying off, and I'm gonna have a good amount of it. One thing with coriander, though, is that as it goes to seed, it drops them pretty easily and can almost become a weed if you're not careful. And dill is the same way. This is a couple varieties, actually. Some fernleaf dill and just some of my regular dill that the swallowtail larvae liked so well. I might save some to trade, but actually it will self-seed in a patch where I like it, kind of in with some echinacea and some other wildflowers, and it just kind of has naturalized there. So if you want to save it for next year, great, go ahead, switch your spots if you want, but if you have the same spot to grow it in again, just go ahead and let it naturalize. Saving tomato seeds can be a little trickier. You can squeeze them out on a paper towel and just let them dry that way. I've even heard of people putting them out on a paper towel, folding them in half and letting it dry completely, and then cutting it into little pieces with 3 or 4 seeds in each one and planting the whole paper towel when it comes time to planting. Probably the best way is to squeeze your tomato into a container and kind of take each section of the tomato and get plenty of pulp with the seeds in there. Because each seed has a little coating of gel on it, and that will inhibit germination, and by fermenting it for a couple days, you might be able to kill some diseases too. So squeeze it into a container, don't add any water unless this evaporates, and then cover it loosely with some saran wrap, maybe a wax paper with a rubber band, and every day you can give it a little swirl, and that should keep some of the mold down. And after 2 to 4 days, it should be ready to process after that gel coating breaks down. So once you've rinsed them, the mature seeds will sink to the bottom, and any floaters could potentially not germinate. These are the sinkers. Spread them on a paper towel, and we'll let them dry for a few days. Pop them off and put them in our plastic bags with our desiccants. The paper towel just acts as a wicking agent, so that they should dry out faster. And there's how we'll let them dry. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you learned a little bit, and encourage you to save some seed for next year and trade with your friends. And maybe we'll see you at the next seed exchange. Have a great week. And if you would like help with your garden, give me a call, shoot me an email, and we can get a design going so that you can have a sustainable, edible, and regenerative landscape that's better for you and for the environment. Take care.